Press pennies. Get your press pennies right here. Wouldn't that be cool if that's what they did? Okay, so press pennies and press quarters, or any press coin for that matter, is not an exclusive thing that you can get at Walt Disney World Resort. But it is one of the cheapest and most fun collectible items or souvenirs that you can get in the parks, in my opinion. Over the years, I've gotten tons and tons of press pennies and a handful of press quarters, but I'm real bad about organizing my Disney stuff, so most of my press pennies and the rest of my press quarters are somewhere in one of my Disney collection boxes that I need to go through and organize. So for right now, I'm left with this sad little looking collection. I just got this thing maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I really don't remember. But when I first got it, I forgot that I got it for my press pennies, and I didn't put anything in there until recently. I really like the press pennies because they're like I said, they're inexpensive and it's a fun thing to collect. I've seen people do so many cool things with them, make the pennies into bracelets. Somebody used all their press pennies and made it into like the shape of Mickey, and they like shadow boxed that. That was cool. There's just a ton of things you can do if you just don't want to collect the pennies and just have them in a case like this. You can actually do crafts with them. Now, am I going to do that? Probably not very crafty, but I might pay someone to do that with my press penny collection. And I've really decided that here in the next several trips, I'm going to try to get more press pennies. I've got to find the ones I have so I can see what I actually have and try to get new ones. I usually just kind of go by, when I think about it, when I have some change on me. It's only been in the past few trips that I actually took one of these M&M containers with me to keep quarters with me and the pennies in there to have it handy to get the press pennies or the press quarters. Now, in case you're wondering, it's a total of 51 cents to get a press penny. It's a total of $1.25 to get a press quarter. The cool thing is there's a lot of places you can look up online that'll let you download a map of where all of the press penny locations are in all of the parks at Walt Disney World. There's even one website that I will link in the description below that you can actually look at from your smartphone and pull up the map locations there. You can also go to, I believe it's guest services. I've never gotten the press penny map at any of the parks, but I believe you can go to guest services and they should be able to give you an actual little map that you can carry around with you to look for all the locations of the press pennies and press quarters. Now, one of my favorite press quarters is this one with Mickey Mouse from Pop Century. I don't have my favorite penny, I don't think. Mostly because I think it's in my Disney box hidden away in the closet. But here's an example of a press penny. This one obviously is from Epcot. Depending how hardcore you are about collecting pennies at Disney World, you'll find information on the internet saying, use this type of penny, use this type of penny. I know that a lot of people like to use the older pennies that are before 1982, because apparently beginning in 1982 and after, they started adding zinc to the pennies. And sometimes you'll get a penny that kind of has the silver showing through, which is the zinc, and some collectors don't like that. I really don't care. Hopefully you can tell here. This is an example of a penny that's got the zinc in it. So you see it's kind of got that silvery look shining through. Or that's from the zinc that was added to the copper beginning in 1982. Another thing to note here is the way you put the penny into the machine also matters. Again, I'm not that picky, but for those, actually this one's pretty bad, so I should have been more picky. But here's an example of when I put the penny in, when the tail side got the imprint on it. It's kind of hard to see. You can kind of see where the monument from the back of the penny. You can barely see. It's supposed to have Shere Khan on here. JK, it's Ka, not Shere Khan. And it even says Ka. I can barely make it out, but it's on the penny. The way I put the penny in, it pressed it onto the back of the penny and it left like part of the monument on there. So keep that in mind too. When you put the coins in the machine, you should have the face facing to the right. It should imprint on the head of the coin and make it a little cleaner imprint than if you have it on the tail side. So I've made it my new challenge to try to get as many pressed pennies as I can. I want to try to get at least one pressed penny from each location. Now, since I originally got pennies, once I find those and figure out what I have, I don't know if those locations have changed. So I may be dealing with getting an entirely new set of pressed pennies and have some that aren't even available anymore. I don't know yet. But I have a trip coming up in November, a very short trip, and I'm going to try to get as many pennies as possible then, and I will update you then once I actually get everything organized to show you what I have. If you have any pressed coin suggestions for me, please leave a comment below. I feel like I'm kind of starting late to the pressed penny game, even though I've been getting them forever. I wasn't really collecting before, and now I want to collect them. Well, that's that. Okay, that's it for today, you guys. See you real soon. It's hard to show you. It's like you have to be... It's like a penny in here. How can I not get the penny out? Okay, now that I got those out. I saw in there that they recommend you put when you're putting those through, it should imprint on the head of the tail. Coin tips or suggestions for me? Just can't talk.